What is going on, guys? Welcome to AI News, the new format on Neural 9 where I try to give you a condensed summary of all the recent developments in AI and machine learning. If you like this format and you want to see more of it, let me know by hitting a like button and subscribing to the channel. This week we have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let us get right into it. For all of the news and developments covered in this video, you will find a link to the respective sources in the description down below, so you can look up additional details if you want to. So let us get started with the first surprising piece of news, which is OpenAI is no longer non-profit. They are evolving their company structure, as they say, into a PBC, which is a public benefit corporation. So they are legally required to not only care about shareholders' interests, but also about the mission. They say they do this to raise capital and to be competitive. Personally, I can't help the feeling that they try to somehow become a normal tech company that's profit-oriented while still trying to maintain the moral high ground of having a non-profit as the parent company. You can think about this whatever you want, but even GPT-4o doesn't seem to like this very much. At least their model isn't biased. What else is happening in the OpenAI space? They now support something called GitHub connectors, which means that you can connect your GitHub repositories to the deep research capability of GPT. They offer this integration for team users and theoretically also for Pro and Plus users, but not in the European Economic Area, not in the UK, and not in Switzerland. So not in Europe, essentially, which is the reason why I haven't tried it. So if you have tried it and you think it's good or not so good, let me know in the comment section down below. Last but not least, from the OpenAI world, a few days ago, they released something called HealthBench, which is a benchmark to evaluate how well models perform when it comes to answering questions and giving advice in the context of human health. I think this is a pretty cool direction to go into. As someone who regularly dumps his perceived or real symptoms into language models to get reassurance that I'm not dying, I like the idea of knowing which model can give me solid advice and which one can't. They have pretty cool examples on their post where they show how this actually works. So they show an example, they show the response, and they show also the evaluation of the response based on criteria and points, and they developed all this with 262 physicians. In my opinion, it's worth taking a look at it. Let's move on to the next giant, Google. Google released Gemini 2.0 preview image generation and editing, and the results are pretty impressive. Now, once again, since I'm in Europe, I'm not able to use the model yet, or the capabilities at least, but if you go to their post, you can see examples of them doing some really interesting stuff. For example, you can recontextualize objects like taking a lamp from one photo and putting it onto a table from a different photo. You can change only specific parts of an image, like the color of a couch, and you can also combine images and also add text onto existing objects in images. All in all, this looks super impressive, and I would like to hear from you guys if you have tried it and if you have played around with it, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's actually that impressive, and whether you think it's better than GPT-4o image generation. But even more impressive than that is Gemini 2.5 Pro, the new preview version. This model outperforms every other model in basically every metric. It seems to be, objectively speaking, the best model out there. This is true for the vibe, but also for traditional benchmarks. But the craziest thing is this model can understand video content very well. What you can do is you can provide the link to a YouTube video, and it's going to estimate how many tokens this is. And then it's going to take that as input and follow your instructions. Examples of use cases are shown in their blog post, where they show how you can take the video and transform it into an interactive application, how we can create animations based off of videos, how we can reason across the video, how we can ask questions about the video, and also how we can describe the video using the model. I myself tried it by showing it a video of Weave Silk, which is a basic website where you can play around with colors and silk essentially, and I asked it to do the same thing in Python. While the result was not perfect, it was quite impressive given that it took all of that just from the video. Again, this model really seems to currently be the best model out there. Moving on to our next big player, Anthropic, they recently added the web search capabilities to the API, which means that now web search doesn't just happen if you use it as a human user, but you can also automate the process of getting information from the web. This can be particularly useful and interesting for SaaS applications. Now we go to Europe, where Mistral released its new Mistral Medium 3 model. Mistral models are usually particularly interesting because of their efficiency. They oftentimes achieve state-of-the-art performance while maintaining a low cost. According to the benchmarks published on their own website, Mistral Medium 3 outperforms GPT-4o as well as Claude Sonnet 3.7 in many different benchmarks while being much smaller. 4o has 200 billion parameters, Claude Sonnet 3.7 has 175 billion parameters, DeepSeek 3.1 has even 560 billion parameters, and Mistral Medium 3 only has 50 billion parameters. At least according to the Life Architect model table that I found, I wasn't able to get a confirmation from a reliable source. However, we can look at the cost. Mistral Medium 3 costs 40 cents per 1 million input tokens and $2 per 1 million output tokens. In comparison, GPT-4o costs $2.50 per 1 million input tokens and $10 per 1 million output tokens. Claude 3.7 Sonnet is even more expensive with $3 per 1 million input tokens and $15 per 1 million output tokens. Powered by the Medium 3 model, Mistral also launched something called LeChat Enterprise, which is basically a feature-rich AI assistant. It includes features like performing enterprise search across your knowledge bases, building agents for custom workflows, connecting to custom data sources, using custom tools, and much more. A company many of you guys might not know about is Prime Intellect. They are named after this wonderful book here. The idea of this company is to decentralize model training and to share compute. It focuses on global collaboration via a GPU marketplace in order to democratize AI. It is actually backed by major investors, including, for example, Andrej Karpathy, and a couple of days ago they released Intellect 2, the first 32 billion parameter model trained through globally distributed reinforcement learning. Performance-wise, it seems to be able to outperform the 32 billion parameter reasoning model from Qwen. You can also try it yourself at chat.primeintellect.ai. Next up, Apple released FastVLM, which stands for Fast Vision Language Model. It is a lightweight, high-performance, multimodal AI model designed for on-device processing of images and texts. This brings advanced computer vision capabilities to devices like iPhones and iPads. Currently, they offer a 0.5 billion, a 1.5 billion, and a 7 billion parameter model. And finally, a bit more exotic, we take a look at NVIDIA's GENMO, which stands for Generalist Model for Human Motion. Basically, what you can do is you can input any type of content and it will be translated to human motion. For example, you can describe with text what you want the avatar to do, or you can just provide a video and it's going to mimic the movements of the person in the video. You can also provide music and the agent is going to dance to that music. If you're interested in a more detailed breakdown of this, you can watch the video by 2-Minute Papers on YouTube. So that's it for AI news today. I'm sure a lot more stuff is going to keep happening, so if you guys enjoy this format, if you want to see more of it, let me know by engaging with this video, by hitting the like button, by subscribing to the channel, by leaving a comment in the comment section down below. If this video performs well, I'm going to do this on a regular basis, and I think it's kind of cool to stay up to date with all these developments that are happening on a weekly basis. Besides that, thank you very much for watching, see you in the next video, and bye.